Hi friends, hello, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello! So, welcome back to Talktorial Tuesdays, baby, we're back. I'm really excited. Okay, first of all, candle of the day is lavender marshmallow, which I feel is a very romantic scent. Very good for the theme of today's video. I have taken a slight break from Talktorial Tuesdays, and that's honestly just because I took a break from YouTube in general. I think I'm posting a video about why soon, if I get the courage to post it. I don't know if I will, because I was really ranty and like sad in it, but we'll see. But I'm back and I want to start getting more into Talktorials because I do love filming these. I love getting to just like catch up with you guys and also review things. So this is the Natasha Denona Love Palette. She looks like this. I thought this was a really appropriate week to film this review because it is Valentine's Day coming up, I believe Friday after I post this, so in like a couple days. So I thought I could just give you some like Valentine's Day inspo. This palette is beautiful. I have already used it a couple of times, so I feel I can give you a decent review of what I think. But I think today I just want to do a really fun, really like pinky purpley halo eye, kind of like what I would do on Valentine's Day. Fun fact, this palette is super magnetic with the shades. I actually, the day I got it, it fell off of my desk and I wanted to cry because I saw pans everywhere and I thought I'd completely broken it. I didn't. They just all popped out, but they were fine. None of them broke. So crash test, I would give it a good 7 out of 10 because nothing happened to it. I will say if any of the shades are in the wrong place, I did try to use a reference picture to get it back to like normal, but who knows if I did it correctly. So with that being said and everything out of the way, we're just gonna zoom you guys in and do this fun little Valentine's Day look. Hello. Okay. I went a little overboard with like the blush and highlighter today, and I also did a really dewy base. I don't know what's happening to me, but suddenly I really like dewy things. I don't know what's going on with my makeup tastes, but I love like cream blushes now and like cream products. Still not a fan of cream highlighters, but maybe one day we'll get there. I am just going in with the shade First. This is just kind of bone shade. I'm putting that all over my eye. I will say I've used this palette once already and it is pretty, but kind of like what I always say with Natasha Denona, I feel like for the price, these palettes are just so overhyped. Like truly. Like they blend nicely and they like look pretty and everything. They're just so expensive, like especially the big ones. I do feel like because this one is a little bit smaller, but still, this was $70 after tax. That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of a lot of money. Feels like a lot for what I actually got. It's a cute palette though. I initially bought this because everybody was saying, I'm going in with the shade Valentine, very appropriate, this light pink. And I'm gonna take a packer brush and just kind of pack it on like to the sides, each side. Fun fact, if you have a broken wrist, doing like halo eyes is actually relatively easy because you're just packing. There's not as much blending required. Just a pro tip for my injured prone friends out there. I initially bought this palette because a lot of people were saying and comparing it to my palette, the one I created with Midas, and I wanted to see if they were actually similar or not, and I got them, and they're really, I mean, they're similar in the sense that they both have a very strong pink and purple color category, but I would say that hers, this one is a little bit more neutral. Mine's a lot more bright, if that makes sense. So I think it would just be personal preference, like which one you as an individual would like. I will say as far as formula goes, this is pretty standard formula for Natasha Denona. Also, if these look super unblended at any point or there's like an issue, it's probably me. As you can see, my wrist is still broken. We're actually hopefully gonna figure that out like when I get back from Europe. Oh, I'm going to Europe. Okay, there's a lot happening that I need to fill you guys in on. So I feel like my people who watch Talktorials also like to hear about my life. So let's fill you in. Where should I start? Let's start with the wrist. So they think that I broke my scaphoid, which is a little bone under your thumb that if it's broken, it can just ruin your whole life. So they do think that that's broken, but it's really hard to tell on x-rays. The scaphoid, I guess, is like really difficult to see on x-rays if it's actually broken or not. I'm gonna go in with Intense, this slightly deeper pink. So because of that, because it's kind of hard to tell, they need to do an MRI on it. So I was able to get the MRI before I go to Europe, but I'm not able to get the actual doctor's appointment, like the follow-up, until after I get back, which does kind of stink because I could be going to Europe and just have like a sprain. They said if it's not the scaphoid, then it's just a really bad sprain. So either way, the cast that I'm wearing is like beneficial. But if it is a sprain, I could be wearing something a lot less intense if it was actually a meniscus sprain. But so I don't really know yet what's going on. If it is my scaphoid and it is broken, there is like the option of surgery, which I really don't want to do just because there's not really a convenient time for me to get a surgery in the foreseeable future. There just isn't. But if you don't want to do the surgery, there's like a 80% chance that you can fix it by keeping it in a splint for 12 weeks. Which is a long time. So I'm kind of hoping that it's just not broken in general. A lot of you guys have been asking about it, but I haven't really wanted to bring it up in every video because I do feel like I have a lot of people that come back to every video, and I feel like you don't want to hear in every video like, hi, my wrist is broken. I feel like you'd be over it. But I am getting comments from like new people being like, what is wrong with you? Yeah, being a beauty guru with a broken wrist is not the most fun. Let's go in with like a smaller, denser brush, and I think we can go in with Heartbeat, which is this pretty kind of like a reddy pink, and I'm gonna just like pack that on low, kind of like from my crease down, and just kind of blend that out. So I am going to Europe. I actually leave on Valentine's Day. We're flying on Valentine's Day. There's like a dot of red blush on my nose that I can't get blended out because it's a cream. I love being Rudolph. No, we're actually flying out of New York City on Valentine's Day. We're flying out at night and we're going to London. I'm literally so excited for this trip, but I'm also have like paralyzing fear of flying. So I feel like once I can get over the flying thing, I'm gonna have so much fun. It's just really like the anxiety of getting on an airplane is awful, but I'm getting medication, so hopefully we'll be fine. We fly out on Valentine's Day and we will be landing in Heathrow on Saturday morning at like 9 a.m. So it's actually kind of ideal because I've been to Europe before. I went once when I was a senior in high school because weirdly enough, I was in like the Girl Scouts. It was just me and my friends and we just stayed in it because we were all friends. But we fundraised and raised money to go to Europe our senior year because there's only 5 of us. So it was really easy to do. So we ended up going to Europe and we went to Paris, London, Switzerland, and Germany. And then when I was like 20 or 21, my sister actually got her master's degree in London. So we all went over there for her graduation and I was in London for a week. I was also in Canterbury, which is beautiful. Highly would recommend going to Canterbury. It's so, so pretty. But Charles has not really ever traveled. Oh, sorry, I completely forgot. I'm taking Trust, this deep purple, and I'm putting it more on the outer corner and the really, really inner corner with a smaller, denser packing brush. Charles has never really traveled. So we flew on a plane to go to our friend's wedding in Texas back in September, and I realized, I was like, there are so many opportunities that I have missed in my life and not taken advantage of because I'm too scared to get on an airplane, and it really wasn't that bad. Granted, I was medicated, but I was like, it's really not that bad. Like, it's gonna be fine. Like, you should just start traveling more, like, while you can. Pearls is a teacher and I'm still a student, so we're still on a pretty reasonable schedule. So I looked into when his February break was, and it conveniently happened. This is looking like a bruise. Okay, we're gonna hopefully just put some glitter on top of this and then really blend it out and hope that it comes together because I don't feel like this is looking good at all right now. I'm so disappointed. I'm gonna bridge the two, I think, too. So Charles had February break from his school, from like work, on the same week as my birthday. And I was like, how fun. He's always talked about wanting to go to Japan. That's like our big place we want to go, but we want to go there when we like have our honeymoon and we want to spend like 2 weeks there. Like we want to really, really, really be in Japan. And I also felt like if we went to Japan, he would want to help plan the whole experience. And I wanted this trip to be a surprise. So I was like, the second place he's always wanted to go is Europe. And I didn't want to since he's never traveled abroad, I didn't want it to be like culture shock. I wanted it to be like places that would still be good for us and that we could like navigate really easily. Wow, this looks so bad. I'm sad. I'm gonna try to fix it. Okay, where's my dense brush? I'm gonna go in with Dream, this purple, and I'm gonna try to pack that on the outer corner with a really dense brush that's a little bit easier to use. So Charles has always wanted to go to Europe, but he's never been, and I was like, why don't I get us tickets to go to Europe? So I did just that. I bought us plane tickets, which was honestly a really like big moment for me because I do not like to subject myself to flying. So I feel like buying those tickets was a really, really huge step for me of like, I'm doing this. Initially, I wanted to go to like 4 different countries in a week. And initially I also wasn't going to, I'm gonna like use this purple to kind of bridge these two a little bit just so there's some continuity. Initially, I wasn't going to tell Charles that we were going until Christmas. And then about a month after I bought the tickets, he had started kind of getting an inkling that I was planning something, just because I'm so bad at keeping secrets. And so he was like, finally one day, he was like, Hannah, are we traveling? He was like, you really need to tell me, because I need to like prepare for that if we're doing that. And so I told him, and I was like, we're going to London, we're going to Europe and whatever. And then he kind of helped. I think it was almost better that I told him so soon, because he got to really help plan, which if I hadn't have told him, I would have planned it and it might not have been everything that he wanted to. So we decided we were just gonna go to London and Paris and like really enjoy those two cities. I think I'm gonna go in with Passion, this pink shimmer, all in the middle, and just kind of pack that on with my finger. Here we go. This is where we save the look, and it's with glitter. I also think once I put a lower lash line on, this will look a lot better. So we decided to just do London and Paris, and we've been planning the trip over the past few months, and we're finally leaving, and I'm so excited. We are the timing of getting Oliver kind of sucked, but my parents agreed to take him for the week that we're gonna be gone. We want to bring him with us, honestly, but the process of bringing an animal into a different country is not easy. He would have to be like quarantined for like 6 weeks. It's just not, and it puts them through so much stress, like the flight and everything. So as much as I wish he could travel with us, and I wish he could like hang out with us, he cannot come. So my mom and dad are taking him, and it's actually kind of perfect because they have 2 dogs already, and Oliver loves the dogs. I've been bringing him over like every couple of days for like progressively longer time, and then like a couple days ago they took him by themselves, just so he's not like culture shocked when he gets there, just so he's like more, he knows them, he like is comfortable at their house, he's comfortable with the other dogs. The other dogs and him get along fantastic, which is really nice. I'm gonna go in with Giving and kind of put that more on the side. And I'm gonna use a brush with this one, but so they're fully, I've like briefed them on his schedule and everything, and he's at this point, Oliver's about, I would say 90% potty trained. Has a couple of accidents here and there, but and it's really just when he's like super excited or like anxious. So for the most part, he's been doing really well with that. And I think because we did as much as we could to prep him for us leaving, I think he's gonna be totally fine. But it is sad to leave him. That's the thing Charles and I have been talking about the most. We're like, oh, we have to leave our baby. But we are gonna have fun. It's kind of nutty because while we're there, we're going to be, I'm gonna start on the lower lash line too while I'm talking. While we're there, we're gonna do all the typical touristy stuff, obviously, just because I want him to like experience it. Like in Paris, we're definitely gonna do the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre, and we're gonna see the Arc de Triomphe, and we're gonna like do the boat ride and everything like that. Like I really wanna do all the touristy stuff, but there's a couple other unique things we're doing. I'm going in with Valentine, that light pink on my lower lash line. I think I might do a strong purple lower lash line, and I'm putting this really close to the lower lash. We're kind of going to be, I've always been like a massive theater kid my whole life, and I've always wanted to see a show in the West End, and it occurred to me a couple of days ago that I'm gonna be in London and I should go see a show on the West End. I'd never had seen one before. I'm gonna go in with Trust, that purple shade. So I was looking online, and a show that even Charles has always wanted to see, because we live really close to New York City, so we've seen a couple Broadway shows together and stuff. A show even Charles has always wanted to see is Hamilton, because who hasn't? I feel like it's a really popular show even outside of like the theater community. And so I was looking, and I was like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get tickets to Hamilton like this late in the game that aren't like $800 or whatever. And we ended up looking. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Blind and put that on top, right in the middle, just to bring a little bit more like light, because I feel like it's a little bit of dark glitter. So I looked online and I found tickets that were so inexpensive. They were so affordable, and they're not like amazing seats. Like we're in one of the, there's like the orchestra, and then there's like one level, and then there's a second level, and we're in like the first level. So they're not amazing, but they're definitely not bad. And they were so inexpensive, and I was like sold. So the night before my birthday, we're gonna be going to Hamilton, and I'm so excited. The day of my birthday, I just wanna like go shopping and like hang out and just like have a nice dinner, because I'm gonna be turning 25, and I'm trying not to let that stress me out. It shouldn't stress me out at all, but I do think that like whenever I have birthdays, I tend to get just like a little bit anxious. Not because I'm like scared scared of being old necessarily. It just feels like ever since I turned like 20, I feel like the last 5 years have just gone by so fast. Like I feel like the older you get, the more life goes by so quickly. So it's kind of like one of those things where I'm not like really stressed about getting older. I'm not stressed about aging because I think beautiful things come with each age of life and each step of life. But I am definitely stressed about like how quickly everything's going. But yeah, so speaking of, just to go on theme, for Valentine's Day, we're gonna be flying. And we actually, for the first time in my life, I am flying business class. I have never in my life flown business class. I've always flown economy. I get the cheapest flights I can possibly get. But because Charles has leg braces because of his disability, and also like we're large people, we kind of decided, and international flights, especially, I don't know how it is in other places, but in America, international flights are typically the seats are even smaller than normal flights. So we were like, why don't we just be comfortable? It wasn't incredibly much more. It was a little more expensive, but it wasn't that much more. And we were like, let's upgrade. So we upgraded our seat and I'm so excited. I've never flown anything other than economy. So I can't wait to walk past all of the big comfy seats and get to be like, oh my God, that one's mine. I'm really excited about it. And I'm also excited because we're vlogging the entire experience. And I'm excited. I haven't really done too many vlogs before. I actually like have a legitimate vlog camera now. This is my Canon G7X, which I've been using on and off. I really wanted it for vlogging. That's kind of why I bought it, because I want to do more vlogging. And I thought this trip would be the perfect trip to do vlogs because I feel like it's just such a fun thing. I talked to Charles about it and he's totally down to vlog. So hopefully we'll get some really fun vlog footage and we'll actually get to like share our trip with you guys. This is our first big like international trip as a couple and I am so excited. I, for one, am hype about it. I'm very excited. This did not turn out great. I'm not gonna lie. These shades don't look pigmented at all. They look very patchy. They look very not blended together. I'm not like incredibly happy with this look. I feel like I did a better look the first time I used it. Sometimes looks just don't turn out exactly how you want though. And that's just life. Also, I will say, I hope I'm not coming across as like braggy or like annoying in this video. I just realized that maybe talking about that trip might have like made some people feel like I'm being entitled or something. But I think just as a tip, the reality is like we paid for this trip over the past 6 months. I bought the tickets, the plane tickets in September. Slowly we booked like one part of the hotel trip. Slowly we booked like one excursion we wanted to do. Like per month we would add on to things. So this has really been a trip that's been like 6 months in the making. I wasn't just like, oh, I want to go to Europe. And then I like did it. So that's my big tip, I think, for people who do want to travel. I did go to Nepal when I was 19 and I did it the same way, where you just kind of pay slowly over time and save up over time. And while I know that's not a possibility for everyone, obviously, I will say if you have the extra cash that you could save and you want to put it towards a trip, I would highly recommend it because I love traveling. It does kind of stink that because my boyfriend's a teacher and we have to go on school holidays, plane fares will always be higher. So I can't give you the tips of like, go in the off season, because that's just never going to happen. Like we're never going to take a vacation in the middle of a school year when he has like a bunch of breaks. But I will say I'm really excited and I'm excited to be able to vlog it and like show you guys. And that's kind of how we did it. We just paid for it over time and just kind of slowly but surely made it happen. All right, I am going to do just a quick mandatory narcissistic montage, even though I don't like how this look turned out. But we'll see what you guys think. It just looks not good. It kind of looks like a Refinery 29 makeup look. Sometimes your makeup just doesn't look good though. That's just life, you know? All right, well. Alright friends, well that's gonna be it for me. Final thoughts on this palette. I don't know. I thought I liked it going into this, but I had never done any looks with more than like 3 shades. And I think now having used more shades, I don't know if these blend super well together. I don't hate this look, but it definitely does not look like put together that good. I don't know. I don't think the shimmers are really that great, which in the Natasha Denona gold palette and in the sunset palette, which are 2 of her bigger palettes that are more expensive, the shimmers are like amazing. So I don't think this is the same shimmer formula. These shimmers feel very thin and very much not pigmented or like hyper shiny or sparkly or anything. So I don't know. But I think it's, you know, if you like the colors, I guess. I don't know. I guess I actually am giving this kind of a not great review. I don't like how this performed or looks on my eyes at all. So could be the broken wrist, could be me, I don't know. Not my favorite Natasha Denona palette, that's for sure. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just like, or just subscribe, or do neither. I'm honestly just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, I do have new Editing Hannah merch that's only gonna be available during February for my birthday month. I'm very excited about it. You can go check it out down below. My social media and everything I just put on my face, including the Love palette, if you did want to pick it up. I don't know if I would recommend it, but it will be linked down below, along with a link to register to vote. That's right, you can click on that link, you can register to vote, and you are part of your democracy. It's like a super fun thing that everyone's doing. And if you're not from the United States and that link does not apply to you, please make sure you're staying informed on what's going on just around you. Use your voice in a positive way if you can, because the world absolutely needs more of that. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!